Good day to you wherever you're listening in from, and welcome back to Goldrush Crypto Daily. I hope you're all having a great day, staying positive, staying patient, and keeping your eyes on the charts, because today, we've got some massive energy building around Kaspa. And I'm not exaggerating. Between the new heatmap rollout, miners holding strong through the dip, the biggest wallet on the network doubling monthly supply, institutional doors opening at an energy summit, and a community meetup dropping the first ever vProgs presentation, it really feels like something big is brewing. So if you're holding KAS or even just watching from the sidelines, trust me, this is one of those episodes you'll want to stay locked in for. We might be seeing the early formations of a setup that we'll look back on and say, yep, that was the moment the tide started turning. As always, smash that like button if you're feeling bullish, subscribe if you haven't already, and alright, let's get right into it. So, KaspaLens just dropped a really interesting update, and honestly, this is one of those tools that can quietly change how the entire Kaspa community trades. They said, the order heatmap for KAS is in its final stretch, multiple rounds of bug fixes. Not a quick task. Bringing it to production soon. Now I love this because the KaspaLens team has been consistent. No hype, no nonsense, just pure engineering. And they're reminding everyone that building real tools, not memes, not gimmicks, takes time, testing, and focus. And the screenshot they attached, man, that thing already looks clean. You can literally see the moment that massive buy order came in around 4 cents and flipped the entire 24-hour momentum from minus 5.2% to minus 3%. That's the kind of thing traders miss in real time, and the heat map puts it right in your face. This matters especially right now because, well, we're in a market where the details really do matter. Support levels, hidden liquidity walls, accumulation zones. When you're dealing with a coin that does billions in daily settlement finality with sub-second blockDAG confirmations, tools like this become a must. And, personally, I think the timing is just perfect. Kaspa has been running sideways for a bit, people are getting impatient, but, behind the scenes the infrastructure's getting stronger. I love seeing real builders doing real work. Everything's pointing to something big. Alright. Speaking of things heating up, KaspaLens also made another post that stirred the waters a little. They called out something that honestly needed to be said. Miners are showing insane conviction right now. Hash rate is staying strong even during the price pullback. Some miners even admitted they're operating at losses just to keep supporting the network. That's real belief. That's real backbone. But then the post pivots into something deeper, and something the Kaspa community has been arguing about for weeks. The shift toward meme-style content from what appears to be an official or semi-official Kaspa channel. Some people think it's funny, others feel disconnected, some see it as harmless, others think it's brand damaging. KaspaLens flat out said, serious investors look beyond technology, they look at professionalism, clarity, and leadership. Kaspa is not a meme coin, it's real substance. Now, I'll be honest, whether you agree or disagree, it's a fair point to bring up. Kaspa is trying to position itself as a technological powerhouse, a fast, scalable, proof-of-work layer 1 built on research-grade consensus. If someone new comes across the project and sees crude humor, yeah, that can send a message that doesn't match the actual innovation happening behind the scenes. But here's where I stand. The tech speaks for itself, the network effect speaks for itself, and the community passion speaks for itself. We've seen way worse culture clashes in crypto, and every time, the market eventually recalibrates around fundamentals. Miners staying strong through the dip tells me more than any meme account ever could. This is the calm before the storm. Now, let's talk about one of the wildest data points I've seen in months. Kaspa report shared that in October 2025, the largest wallet on the network, wallet number 1, accumulated more than double the new supply created that month. Double. Not equal. Not matching emissions. Double. That's unprecedented. And it gets crazier. Most of that inflow came from an exchange that publicly said they're not associated with the wallet. So this isn't someone moving their own coins around. This is consolidation from multiple holders into a single massive entity. But, and this is my favorite part, even with wallet number 1 making that giant move, the top 0.01% of addresses still lost overall percentage of supply, meaning the network is still decentralizing faster than this entity could centralize. That's actually incredibly bullish. It means Kaspa's distribution curve is healthier than many people realize. And then you look at the reasoning. This accumulation spike happened right after the October 10th crash, when Binance's Oracle bug nuked markets. Someone saw that red candle and said, "Yeah, I'll take everything." This is the type of accumulation that makes future supply shocks, honestly, totally inevitable. Kaspa's emissions are rapidly falling, demand is rising, and whales are pulling future liquidity forward. We've seen this story before in Bitcoin's early cycles. When you get supply shocks happening into falling emissions, the price doesn't just recover, it slingshots. We've waited long enough. It's finally happening. Now this next story, honestly, blew me away. Ivan Ivanov posted that Kaspa was presented at the DII Energy Summit in front of more than 700 gigawatts worth of industrial power capacity. That's 20% of global electricity consumption. Just imagine the level of companies attending an event like that. And the best part? Kaspa wasn't presented as some crypto project or new technology demo. It was presented as a financial railway, a monetary layer, a long-term infrastructure foundation. This has never happened before, not at this scale. And then Ivan mentions the introduction of LehmanBush Capital, an investment fund with deep ties across multiple sectors. We're talking huge industrial networks, not just Web3 players. So you've got global energy giants hearing about Kaspa. You've got multi-sector investment channels being open. You've got quotes from actual directors saying Kaspa's impact becomes exponential when connected to real-world infrastructure. This is the type of alignment you see once per cycle, and usually long before the price follows. Everything's lining up perfectly. Alright, let's zoom out for a moment. RectFencer posted something simple but brutally true. The time to buy is when there's blood in the streets. And I know people hear that quote so often that it starts to lose power, but look at where we are. Crypto Fear and Greed Index sitting at extreme fear, around 10. Bitcoin at around 95,000 after dipping from 99,000. People panicking at the exact moment they historically should be accumulating. We saw this exact same fear in November 2022 when BTC was 16,000, and everyone who bought back then looked like a genius a year later. Now, does that guarantee immediate upside? No. But historically, extreme fear has always preceded some level of sentiment reversal. And we're already seeing it. The index climbed from 10 to 26 within days. Fear doesn't last forever. It morphs, and when the turn comes, it happens fast. And you know, if you overlay Kaspa's cycle on top of Bitcoin's volatility, this dip might age very well, so stay patient and stay positive. The setup couldn't look better. And now to wrap up our final story, Kaspa.com announced they'll be at the Kaspa meetup tomorrow, where core developer Michael Sutton will be giving the first ever presentation on vProgs architecture. This is huge. vProgs is one of the most anticipated steps in Kaspa's evolution. Programmable transaction flows, custom validation logic, and the beginning of Kaspa's extended functionality without compromising its pure proof-of-work base layer. This is the kind of thing that developers wait for, the kind of thing that turns a fast layer 1 into a smart programmable settlement layer, and seeing the community show up, learn, connect. That's how grassroots ecosystems become giant ecosystems. We're building momentum from every angle. This is what a foundation looks like before a bigger move. This is why we stay patient. This is why we stay optimistic. As always, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. If you found this helpful, smash that like button, drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe. We've got another massive update coming tomorrow. And remember, this is not financial advice. Chalkerwise by just one guy sharing his thoughts with the community. This is Goldrush Crypto Daily. Keep your eyes on the charts, your heart in the game, and let's get rich together.